As a junior in high school, starting to contemplate college, I had no clue where I wanted to go or what I wanted to study. I was adamant that I would not follow my older brother, cousin, and father and attend the University of Southern California. I wanted to be exploratory, setting out on a unique, entirely different path from that of my family members. Then, I visited my brother and cousin for a week during their freshman year at USC. By the second day, I knew I wanted to be a Trojan. The beautiful weather and campus drew me in. But what solidified my decision was when my brother's friend Nick discovered my burgeoning passion for social justice and offered to take me to his class. I nervously agreed. Nick brought me up to the professor to ask permission. Professor LaVonna Lewis said yes, I could join class for the day, but only if I participated. Sitting in that class was the first time my 16-year-old self realized that I could follow my spark of passion for making a difference and perhaps even make a career out of it. So, over a year before I even got my acceptance letter, USC already began challenging my presumptions and helping me grow. I often say I love USC so much, not for a specific degree or club, but because you can find something of just about everything here for everyone. I laugh about my younger self who refused to follow my family's footsteps, because the thing is, everyone creates their own path at this school. As postgraduate life quickly approaches, a mentor of mine reminded me to follow my why, my so what. I know each of my fellow graduates came to Price to follow their own unique why. For me, I followed a gut feeling that I wanted to spend each day of my life trying to make the world a little bit better. I knew I would not be happy in a major and career that didn't help me achieve that goal, so I chose to study public policy. Each member of this graduating class followed their own why, whether it was to prepare for a career in real estate, to go to law school and affect policy, or to design livable communities. Despite our different motivations and aspirations, we were drawn by Price's mission to improve the quality of life for people in their communities here and abroad. In line with that mission, Price challenged us to think critically about planning practices and policies that have created and perpetuated injustices. Our classes pushed us not to shy away from these complicated problems, but rather to lean into the complexity and develop creative, nuanced solutions. And now we are equipped with the capability and conviction to go make our communities a little bit better. These years were the best of my life, but there were some days and even weeks that were really difficult. I had some days where I really missed home, despite never thinking I would. On those days, I surrounded myself with the irreplaceable family I formed here. Sometimes I had moments where the weight of the injustices we discussed in class felt insurmountable. On those days, I turned to the Price community for guidance, solace, and hope. Sometimes I had days when my multivariate statistics homework just seemed impossible. But on those days, I knew I could go to my Price classmates or Professor TJ McCarthy, who would devote as much time as necessary to explain a concept to me. Looking back, I celebrate these hard days. Not only did we learn how to confront the next hard day a little bit better, we also learned to ask for help when we needed it. So I thank all of the Price professors, faculty, and staff who supported us along the way, and a special thank you to Professor Sloan, who supported me as I wrote this speech. Yeah, he's the best. Each of us came to USC and to Price with different communities. As we progressed through our 4 years, we leaned on new people, whether someone you met in your favorite student organization or a random dining hall encounter. Yet, we always came back to the Price community, voluntarily or through one of our countless group projects. Urban planning theory distinguishes a space in the physical sense with a place, a space with meaning attached to those who visit it. While this beautiful campus and institution are the space where we come together, the people are what make Price such a special place. When Professor Sloan's PPD 400 class pushed the limits of my comfort zone by requiring me to act in a play to tell the stories of formerly incarcerated individuals and survivors, I relied on the constant support of my classmates, Tessa, Grace, and Kavita. Although I can confidently say that the class was my first and final foray into theater, I developed a newfound understanding of the power of storytelling to reimagine policy and connect communities. And when the curtains closed, I felt a profound sense of accomplishment and gratitude. Our play will not transform the criminal justice system, but it is empowering to be a small piece in the greater trajectory of change. My time at Price, working with peers and professors who refuse to be comfortable with the status quo, fills me with hope for the additive impact each of our small efforts will have on the injustices we care about. For instance, I recently learned that I would be speaking in front of over 6,000 people today. After an initial moment of terror, I realized how much good all of us can do. In a few months, I will be pursuing a Master of Environmental Policy at the University of Cambridge in England, continuing to follow that spark that ignited 6 years ago in Professor Lewis's class to make a difference. We are each continuing to follow our why, however it has evolved during our time here. And we are using all of the tools that Price equipped us with to follow that why, to go out into the world and improve it in our own way, in whatever corner of the globe we head off to next. I feel we are all a little scared to be at the end of this journey, but I encourage you all to think back. Who were you when you first stepped on campus as a freshman? Whatever path we followed through our undergraduate years, I, like all of us, have learned to speak up despite discomfort and to connect with people who, at face value, have nothing in common with us. Our families and loved ones celebrating with us today can undoubtedly see how much we've grown. Wherever you're heading next, I want to remind all of the graduates, including myself and our proud but slightly anxious loved ones, that we are ready. So thank you to our family and friends for putting up with us and supporting us throughout this journey. And thank you to my brother and cousin, my role models, who are the reason I'm graduating from USC today. As the Hallmark cards we get today will tell us, today is the first day of the rest of our lives. So let's go get those diplomas. Thank you.